Hello and welcome to How to Play Battlefleet Gothic, and this is my introduction game to the game. Jürgen, a good friend of mine, introduced us into the game. A couple of friends came by to take a look at the game, and I have to say it's a pretty fun game. It's a beautiful game. It is very smooth, and I had a blast playing it. And I will share now with you how the game is played and show you a bit around. So let's show you first of all the eye candy, the beautiful ships, and I have to say I was blown away by how cool the ships are and the game is. It's a game from, I guess, the 2000s, and Andy Chambers developed it, and the community kept it alive, and these are 3D printed ships. So I think there are a lot of good STL files for free. There's also, I will link down below, a community page, and in the PDF you will get directed to Google Doc with some, I would say, the starter kit, like these ships, and then you can play the game. If you have a printer or know somebody who can print them out, or maybe you buy some on Etsy. So it's a good game, it's very smooth, didn't feel like it is an old game. It feels like very, very fresh and very, very fun. So let us jump to the beginning. This space. So 40k factions for Battlefleet Gothic. I think every faction you can name can be played because the community added it. But today we will play the Imperials, Imperial Fleet versus Chaos. As you can see, here are some asteroids and some smaller ships. They will come into play in the second game. So in my first real game, this is the introductory game, and Jürgen also drilled down into the ships and into the stands and did put a magnet in there. I think it's a 3 by 1 millimeter magnet, so you can transport them easily and also maneuver them a bit better on the battlefield if needed. You will see. And yeah, and also, like, I think he printed out one fleet and he said it's like 30 to 40 to 50 euros for all the things you need. And so I wouldn't say it's not super expensive, it's very affordable. And also I think he had like it didn't take up too much space, so pretty cool. I would say these are like 10 centimeters or 4 to 5 inches big, and yeah, perfectly the right size, and also beautifully painted. This one I think is called the Leviathan, and here is the Hollow Feast. And yeah, so let's take a look at the beautiful ships. So we'll bring some, I would say, data sheets, and you can name the ship, and there are different classes you can play. They have slight differences, like hit points. As you can see, this one is a smaller one. This is an Imperial ship, but this one has like 8 hit points, a speed of 30 centimeters. It's strange that it's in centimeters, but it is. So it turns 45 degrees. It has 2 shields, which means that the first 2 shots will be soaked up by the shields, unless it is a torpedo that goes through the shields. It has armor 5, so it gets wounded on a 5+, and it has 2 turrets, and those 2 turrets can shoot at torpedoes or maybe flyers, bombers. And as you can see, you have different weapon loadouts. This one has everything, some in the front, some in the back, some on the side. And the lance batteries are like las guns. That's why they have only 2 shots, but they hit on force. And then you have port weapon batteries. and they will hit on the enemy ship's armor, so on a 5+ or a 6+ or a 4 up, and that's pretty fun. And as you can see, you bring this, and then you have like your and then you can put in here whatever you need to put in. If you lose half of the hit points, your ship is crippled, which means everything will be halved, like shots or movement, stuff like that. As you can see also here, you have like critical damage, like let's say the bridge gets hit and demolished, then you take -3 to leadership, or maybe your thrusters get hit and you take a -10 to movement. And here you can see how much you can turn. This is the front, so you can turn 45 degrees and then go in this direction, or 90 degrees and go in this direction. And I will show you in a second how turning will work. Here we're showing, Jürgen is showing us how the ships can shoot. Like this one has something on the left and on the right, batteries to shoot, but he has also something in the front. And this one shoots to the sides, and we're just checking, like let's say this ship shoots at this one, then you get this blast markers. I don't know how they are called, but when your ship is touching one of these markers, different things happen. I think morale might be reduced by 1, and also if you have to move through these blasts or debris, you also take off 5 centimeters of your movement. So that's also, and they also indicate how many shields you lost. Like a ship like this has like 2 shields. Once you lose your shields, every hit you get gets definitely towards your body and then into your hit points. And this one is a beautiful one. I think this one is the Goliath, and yeah, different. I think this is a weapons batteries, and these are lances, las guns, and this is just normal artillery shooting. And different cruisers have different things, and yeah, I will show you in a second. But yeah, so here we get shown how torpedoes work, but I don't know if this ship has torpedoes. But if your ship has torpedoes, you can put them near your base, and then I think torpedoes go 30 centimeters in the ordnance phase. So there's the movement phase, then the shooting phase, so it's I go, you go. But it's pretty cool, like it works good. Doesn't need alternating activations. And then in the ordnance phase, you move your bombers or your torpedoes or whatever is flying around there. And here we are choosing, I think, our morale, because at the beginning of the game, for each ship in the game, you have to roll for morale, and you have to give orders similar to bolt action or maybe to black powder. And sometimes when you need to get to your leadership, so you get 2 d6, and then let's say you have a leadership of 9, you have to roll equal or lower. If you go above, the leadership test is failed. And at the beginning of your game, you have to roll, and I think if you roll a 1, then that's critical miss, and you get just leadership 6. If you roll a 2 or a 3, it's leadership, I think 7 or 8, or maybe 6, 7. Yes, something like that. And if you roll really high, a 6, you get leadership 9. So it could be that some of your ships get shitty leadership and some of your ship get excellent leadership, but that can also be mitigated by taking admirals, and they give you I think morale boosts and also rerollable leadership, but I have to look into that. So then there are the, in German called Sonderbefehle, but in English like your orders you can give, or special orders. And there is one which is full full throttle or everything ahead, where you take a run and you get +4 V6 centimeters, but you cannot pivot, and your weapons are only half effective. Then there is like one where you try to bring your ship to a halt, but again you lose half of your weapon strengths or the amount of shots they can do, because they are engaged in getting the ship to go slower. Or you can pivot 2 times, like most of the ships can pivot 1 time, and it's like a 45-degree or 90-degree, but with this maneuver you can pivot 2 times very effectively. I've done it in the second game, where I needed to do a U-turn to engage the enemy again. And then there is also like a lock on target, where you have to stand still, or not stand still, but you cannot pivot. Like you have to, like, just the ship just has to stay on the course it is, and then you can lock on the enemy target and you can re-roll your to hit or to wound. Like there's just to hit, and to hit is to wound. And then there is reloading ordnance, reloading your bombers, or reloading your torpedoes. Every time you shoot torpedoes, you have to reload them, so that's pretty fun. And then there is brace yourself, collision alarm, where if you're getting hit by a lot of shots, you can brace yourself. You have to pass the order test, and you put down this order, and on a 4-up you shrug it off. It's a 4-up invulnerable save for each 4-up you roll. Again, this is German, but this is like if you're getting hit, you have to see if it's a critical. So for each hit that you do, you roll a V6, and if it's a 6, you got a crit. And then you pick up 2 V6 and you see if something gets hit. Could be that maybe you have fire, and then each round, unless you repair it, it gives you 1 damage dot, or maybe your ships, maybe it is damaged and it goes slower and stuff like that. This is how to hit. It looks a bit complicated, but as you can see, this is the classical to hit table. You're just checking how many shots do you have, how big is your ship, what is the ship doing, is it coming towards you, is it going away from you, do you have it on the side? And depending on where it is, like let's say the ship is coming towards us, and if it's a big ship and we have 10 shots, it gets to a 7. And if it's in over half distance, then we get just to 5 dice to roll a hit. And if it's within our range or close to us, we get 9 and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. As you can see, this is the dice, I would say the order dice for the ship. It has all the markers on it, and I think we are preparing now for the game. This is full throttle or a run move, and now we're getting prepared. Again, looking beautiful, this game, and using no terrain in this one, besides here the nebula with a glowing marker underneath it. And so we're getting ready and we're rolling. As you can see, you roll 1 dice, and the Hollow Feast gets a leadership of 9, which is the highest. Crimson Dirge a leadership of 8, and Glory Undone an 8. Pretty good leadership. In the second game I will get a ship like this with leadership 6, and will be a bit critical, but it will pass most of its tests. So we deploy 10 centimeters from the table edge, Glory Undone ready, Hollow Feast ready too. And as you can see, we're just playing on half of the table just to get a feeling for the game, and this is what we're gonna do right now. So Imperials begin the game, they win the roll-off, and when you win the roll-off you can decide who goes first. In this game they go first. The Imperial ships are a bit slower than the Chaos ships. The Chaos ships are really fast, I would say, and they just move a little, and that's it. Because I'm playing with Alex and he's a Khorne player, there's just one way, and that's ramming the enemy. So we're going full speed ahead. We give an order test, we pass the order test, we roll 4d6s in addition, and I don't know, we go a bunch of centimeters, 45 centimeters, 40 centimeters, and we're closing very aggressively the distance, as you can see here. Then it's turn 2, and the Imperial ships are a bit, they try not to do stupid stuff, not like we, the Chaos players, and so before the ships can do anything, they have to move like 10 centimeters, and then they can start pivoting, and now they will put out, I think, torpedoes very soon. So yeah, that's what happens. So in the front, the Imperial ships, I think the body is a 5 up to wound, and in the front you need a 6 to wound because it's it has a higher armor. And now they are putting out 6 torpedoes, and after they moved and after they shoot, well, they couldn't shoot because nothing was in range. Now it's the ordnance phase, so everything that flies through space flies now. Torpedoes fly 30 centimeters, so they will get here in a second. So yeah, locked on target, and it looks like they might hit this ship, but the torpedoes are far away right now. Now it's the Chaos players' turns, our turn, and we want to ram that ship. So we take an order test and we go full ahead, a run move, and we make it very, very close. And as you can see, we're touching the base to show that we're ramming it. And I think our hit points go towards the enemy hit points. The enemy braces himself, he passes the order test, and for each wound on a 4 up, he can now shrug it off. But the weapons, weapons are halved, and every other order stays just for 1 turn, but the coalition alarm or the brace yourself stays for this turn and the next turn, and then at the end of the next turn it goes away. So it stays a while, but it weakens also your attack potential. And so we both braced, we did hit the enemy, and what ended up happening, we took 2 wounds from the ramming action, and I think the Leviathan took just 1 wound. But yeah, that's just a bit unlucky how we rolled, but that's it. And here you can see the hit points. Again, if you're losing half of your ship, half of the ship's hit points, it's crippled. It can be also here critical damage can also cripple the ship. And yeah, so the torpedoes in my turn, our turn, I turn the ship, I think it was here, 45 degrees around, and I go this way. And from this way, I think I can shoot from my front with my lance and with my side batteries. Probably I will shoot this. You have to shoot the closest target, but you can also decide to shoot one away. But you have to take a morale test. It's a free morale test, but if you fail it, you have to take the closest enemy. So this ship, I think, will also move and shoot. And yeah, we're shooting towards this ship, and it loses 2 shields. Again, these things will cause debris in space. So if the ship will move towards or out of that debris, it will move 5 centimeters slower. But also if we shoot torpedoes into that, then it's also a problem. And here, I don't know what dice we roll, but we get a higher dice roll. It is 6 versus 7, so yeah. We win with 1 higher, but I don't know if that's the ramming action. It's turn 3. And now, as you can see, we are in ship to ship battle, mano a mano, almost. You can board also other ships. There are orcs and tyranids and space marines that really benefit from entering other ships, and you can buy that as an option. We today are just battling it out with weapons and all of that stuff, and we're just shooting at each other. I think they will take a shot at this ship, but of course we will brace. So this ship takes loses 2 shields, but then we brace with a 6 and a 4, so no damage taken, which is really good. And yeah, we're getting shot at, but we're pretty tough. And then what happens next? We're shooting now at this ship, and this ship is taking wounds. I made a picture to show you that maybe it's good to put down a very tiny dice to show how many wounds the ship has lost, so you know which one to prioritize and which one not. The ship is taking a turn, and now with the side will unload on this one, this will unload on this one, and if you're like in between 2 ships, like let's say this ship would be in between these ships, it could unload the left and the right side directly into the enemy. But right now the only side facing is the right side. In German it's called Spackbord and Steuerbord. I don't know which one is one, but yeah, like you have like the sides, and we're unloading into this guy. And as you can see, our order is locked on target. So I think we're shooting with should be 7 or it is 10 shots, but because we're a bit away, it is only 7 shots or 6 shots, and because I'm shooting into the front, I can only wound it on a 6 up. So I roll my dice, and let's see. Yeah, I'm shooting into the front, hitting only on 6s, and this is what I roll. And I can also re-roll it, and so I re-roll this one, but it's still a 3. I think it was a 2. So I'm doing 4 wounds. And for each 6 you roll, you have to roll if it's a critical. And so I roll and see, and 2 of these 6s produce another 2 6s. So, and then you roll on the critical hit table. And so I think I hit something from here. Yeah, I roll a 12, which is not good. It is like something very, very vital down here, which I don't have it. And then I destroy also Backbordbewaffnung, like it cannot shoot to the left or to the right here with a 4. And yeah, it's not good. Yeah, shield generators are destroyed. And so the shields cannot be repaired anymore, so every hit he's taking now is like going on the hit points. The ship is taking full damage, and as you can see, it is now heavily crippled. It has 8 hit points, now it is to 6, and it's almost destroyed. At this point, the opposing player could in his next turn try to do a warp jump, and just to get out of the battle, to not lose the battleship, for example if it's a campaign, or maybe if it can flee, you can only get 25 points, or I think 25 points of the points of the ship. So should I destroy it, I claim roughly 180 to 200 points for my victory. Should it escape, should the ship escape by jumping into the warp, I will only get 25%. So never forget that it's good to destroy a ship before it can do maybe a jump. Yeah, so this one is pretty heavily crippled, and yeah, we're shooting at each other and having tons of fun. And again, something got hit. I think now it's fire, or maybe yeah, the ship is now slower. As you can see, another ship crippled. We are crippled, and we're having tons of fun. So far. And I think the introduction game is now coming to an end, because like in this game we just wanted to see the basic rules, what's available, and after this game I will do a real game with a couple of ships more. Also, like the PDF or the starter set from the community suggests that you play 3 games. The first one is this one, the second one with a bit more ships, and then the third one is a real... the second one is also a real battle, but it's a bit bigger, and then you're kinda out of the tutorial phase and you're ready to have fun. As you can see, beautiful, 6 wounds, 2 wounds. I think we slightly win. And yeah, that's Battlefleet Gothic, my introduction to the game, and I had a blast. Like, this game, legit, really good, really fun, very creative, very smooth, very simple, but also very deep. Amazing. Play it.